For 16 years of my life, my mother led me to believe this one man was my father. At 16, a DNA test was done. He was not my father. She then told me another man was my father. I believed that for the next 22 years.
So basically what she's saying is her whole entire life, she never knew her parent, her dad, and she met somebody, she got a test done and met somebody that was her three sisters. Um, I just don't get it because if my mom told me that somebody wasn't, that somebody's my dad and they weren't for half of my life, and my mom kept doing the whole rodeo thing, I would be kind of pissed.
I went to my mother and asked her about David. She did tell me they were together one time. David moved to a different city almost immediately after I was born. Not having a dad was really hard because that's who is supposed to protect his daughter. I grew up in rough conditions, dirty homes and barely food sometimes.
Well, now I know somebody's with me.
Now, providing and keeping me safe. The interactions that I've had with my biological father, David, up to this point have been very inconsistent. He'll text me every day for a month, and then I won't hear from him for 3 weeks. I'm worried that David is going to be an unreliable person in my life.
Well, look at him. Take a cool look at the unreliable man. He looks unreliable and unsure about his life. Just saying.
Painful for you. A lot of this was painful.
It was. When I found him, I was so happy, but I was so angry at the same time. I wanted my sisters in my life, and now that I'm almost 40, this is the first time that...
Okay, this is the problem what I have with people. 40 isn't old. 50 isn't old. 60 isn't old. 70, 80, and 90 is old. Just saying. And I'm not saying that she is saying she's old, but she kind of is.
Why aren't you getting child support from him? Well, in order to do that, a DNA test has to be done. So when the DNA test came back, he was my brother's dad, but not my dad.
Okay. So then she told you, well, okay, it's not him, it's this other person.
Right.
And you were allowed to believe that for 20 years.
I was.
Look at Dr. Phil. He looking like you naive bitch. Like, she's so slow. She's dumb. She's retarded. She's slow. And I'm not just saying it because she's believing her mom. Because, like, who wouldn't? I wouldn't. Like, once you get lied to and say, "Oh no, this is not your dad," you're supposed to look into it. You know, like, that doesn't make any sense. This whole thing is just a clusterfuck.
Relationship with a man. That's what I feel like.
Doesn't make you feel like a priority.
It doesn't. I've never felt like a priority.
Well, you're not, huh?
Right.
These could be bitches from hell. We always say blood is thicker than water.
Right.
But history is thicker than blood.
Okay, Google. Is history thicker than blood?
According to Wikipedia, blood is...
When you come together as adults, just because you have some shared chromosomes
Right.
doesn't mean you have a relationship. You have to be careful what you wish for.